historic inner harbor of Baltimore, Maryland. Just a stone's throw away, you find M&T Bank Stadium, the home of the Ravens. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. Game time is here. Glad you're with us. Mike Tirico along with Greg Olson. And off we go through a driving rainstorm here in Baltimore. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. This game will start with a throw on first down. And he'll be ridden out of bounds after a gain of 6.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
From the 35, here's 2nd and 4. They'll run it for the first time with Bijan Robinson. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield. They get 15 on that game. Good for a Raven first down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
Oh, what a run. Down inside the 30-yard line. 22 yards, the pickup there. First down, Baltimore.
There's a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Now it's a bootleg with Jackson. A throw on the move is caught. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line. Give them 15 more on that one. They are on the move. It's a first down. Here's Jackson. Thrown left side, the catch is made. And he's going to be very close to the first down marker. Out of bounds after a gain of 9. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard.
Go. Cut.
They'll try to run with Robinson. And he's going to lose yardage here, taken down back at the 8.
Just a little too much east and west there for my liking. I understand what they're trying to do, getting the ball out on the perimeter, but on these early downs, plant your foot and get downhill. Great job by the defense stringing it out, and you're able to force them down for a loss.
Seventh play of this opening drive, and here's 3rd down. Jackson. And on 3rd down, that ball's incomplete.
Teams practice these situations all week long, Mike. Down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with a touchdown. Well, after that 3rd down incomplete, it's going to be real interesting to see how they approach this 4th down after failing on 3rd. You know, they did a lot of good things on this opening drive, Mike. I know they stalled out once they got down there into the red zone. They're going to need to work on finishing some of these drives as this game moves along. But that's a good 3 points to start this game.
At their own 35-yard line.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger, 19 Lion, 60 Vices, Panther 11.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. Front to his right. His throw on 1st down is going to be incomplete.
And I like this defensive game plan. When you're going against an elite quarterback like this guy, Mike, you have to get bodies in his face. You have to get him around his feet. You have to move him off his spot. Because if he can sit there in rhythm, on time, comfortable in the pocket, he's going to pick you apart. So it doesn't always have to be a sack, but you have to make him uncomfortable in the pocket. A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short game.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Zion McCollum. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Intercepted. The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Middle.
A 1st down throw for Jackson. A throw left side, going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And he's going to give his guys a short field to work with and a chance to take the lead.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But, boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
Great example of 1st down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
And he will get into the end zone. Omarion Hampton. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. That touchdown gives him 18 on the season. The extra point is good. And the Steelers move out to a 7-3 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
On 1st and 10, Jackson. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
Second down, Jackson. That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
Solid rep there for this corner, Mike. I mean, to stay disciplined with his technique throughout the entire play. So often we see when the ball's put in the air, the defender can panic, and they either get a pass interference or they misplay the ball. This time he times it perfectly and forces the incompletion.
He's going to let this one go deep. And this is going to be incomplete. That is Great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down. That'll be returnable from the 35. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
Ready.
This drive will begin with a run with Hampton. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
He'll look to throw. Now he'll air one out. That is hard. And they're going to take this into the red zone to the 15-yard line. That is a big-time play for the Steelers. 38 yards.
And it's hardly an exaggeration when I say, Mike, that he's probably one of the most difficult individual assignments in the entire league. It's like playing football against that really good kid in your neighborhood. He's just hard to cover, and plays like this, it just shows how special he can be.
And he's going to be marked out of bounds down at the 3. Give them a dozen yards on that one and give them 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Hampton. Try to push forward, but only a yard down to the 2.
At the 2-yard line. It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal.
The ball a little closer now. It is 2nd and goal.
Let's go. Ready.
One more time with Hampton. And this time he's in. Omarion Hampton. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. 2 more touchdowns for him here. Now 19 for the year. Gives him a 2nd touchdown on this one. What an opening quarter break. 2 rushing touchdowns in the 1st.
Well, Mike, we kind of had a feeling this might be the case. They told us all week how important it was to get this guy involved early and often, and boy, have they ever. He has made his presence felt here early in this one.
35-yard line.
Real quick. Maybe on that rap to pay the bills.
What is it? Sit hard. Right on.
The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. He plunges forward for a couple of yards. Brett Delphin up to make the play.
38-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
So after 1, 14-3 is the score. We'll be back in Baltimore after this. Raven football, quarter number 2 begins. They've got it 2nd down and 7.
Alpha, sit hard. 180. Sit hard. 180.
To throw is Jackson. He's got this to Bijan Robinson. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
They were able to complete this pass, but how often do we see these running backs run these angle routes and they catch it in stride and run a hole through the defense? So, I know the defense gave up some yards here, but it could have been a lot worse.
180. What is it?
They'll try to run for it with Robinson. A gain there of 16 yards. Good for a Raven 1st down.
There's a big conversation going on right now around the NFL about what is the true value of having a run game. And I've always always thought it comes down to being good at 3 situations. Can you run the ball in the 4th quarter with a lead? How well can you run the ball on the goal line? And then in this case, how well can you run the ball in short yardage situations?
On first down, right back to Robinson. He's going to be taken down at about the 30. Back-to-back, some nice runs. This one good for 11 and another first down.
Starting to see a back right now, Mike, that's finding his way with this defense. Back-to-back big gains. Have to see, do they just continue to ride the hot hand, or do they start putting the ball in the air?
They'll go again with Robinson. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on first down.
So his team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play. And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker, and they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
On third down, it's Robinson. And the Ravens are going to have first and goal, trying to finish off this drive with a touchdown. A gain of 11, and it's first and goal.
I think if that rush would have failed, Mike, I think they would have had an interesting decision to make come fourth down, but that's all out the window now. Nice pickup, sets up first and goal.
He pulls it in around the 5. To the pylon, he's in. Dalton Kincaid, touchdown Ravens. It's his 3rd touchdown catch this year. Tyler Bass now for the extra point. His kick is good, and the Ravens are back within 4. It is 14-10.
Tyler Bass set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. Here's Smith to return it. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Hampton. That's a nice job keeping his balance in these conditions. A gain of about 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll look to throw. He's going to take a shot down the field. And he will go all the way. Touchdown Steelers. A try here for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Steelers are out to a 21-10 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, it is Tyrone Tracy. Now an opening past the 30. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line.
At their own 33-yard line.
Sit hot! 180! Nice shot! Sit hot!
They'll start on the ground with Robinson. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment. Keeps this to a modest gain at best.
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd down and 9. Now, Jackson. That's going to be dropped underneath for Robinson. He'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 3.
So often for a defense defending the passing game, the most difficult guy to account for is the running back out of the backfield. So a really nice job here, bringing him down before he has a chance to pick up any yards after the catch.
2 minutes to go here till halftime. We'll come back to Baltimore after this. Here comes 3rd and 6. The shotgun, here's Jackson. That is caught. He finds Walker. 18 yards on the connection. 1st down, Baltimore.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Whoa. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. His 50th reception on the season, and he's got a 1st down to go with it.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the 2nd quarter.
To the air one more time with Jackson. And the Ravens are going to be looking at 1st and goal. They move it down to the 4.
Man, they're just running this 2-minute drill to complete perfection. It is such a point of emphasis of every offense, Mike. These end-of-half scenarios to come away stealing points make a big impact on the outcome of the game, and they're knocking on the door here, 1st and goal. At the very least, got to come away with some points.
Now Jackson on the move. He's got his big tight end. Touchdown, Baltimore. The tight end using the middle of the field. I got a tight end next to me who's caught 60 NFL touchdowns, knows how to operate down in those spaces.
And that was my favorite place to operate, Mike. I always had this rule: the closer you got to the middle of the field, the worse they got at defending the pass. So that's where I wanted to work, and that's where this guy was working and leads himself to a touchdown.
The extra point by Bass is good, and the Ravens are back within 4. It's 21-17. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the 1st half, and the kickoff's coming their way. Here's Smith to return it. Oh, nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it.
Here we go.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Headed left, buying time. And they bring him down to none until he gets the 45-yard line. The Steelers will use one of their timeouts, as that'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this 1st half.
Let's go now. Nice. W Lions.
Throwing now from the gun. He gets that to his big target, Trey McBride. And the offense will take one here. Timeout with 6 left on the 2nd quarter clock.
The drag route. We used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest games.
And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. He has to drive this through the rain, but he does. The kick is good. And the Steelers add on to their lead. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard
Get up.
Hampton trying to work inside. And he works his way through an opening. Up past the 35. Nice run for 8 on that one.
at the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 9. Brings up second.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's second down and a yard. They'll go again with Hampton. And he will have the first down. Not a huge run, but enough to move the chains.
3 yards.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. Second and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
Can't do another. Can't do another.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Oh, man, open downfield is Thornton. And he will score. Dante Thornton. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. That touchdown number 23 for him on the season.
Extra point is good. Makes the score Steelers 31, Ravens 17.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Tracy now to return it. Past midfield. And he finally gets forced out of bounds, but that was a fantastic return.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mike, when you've given up this many points, you're going to get quite the workload with your return units, and that's a really good effort right there. I mean, it's going to get lost anytime you have a one-sided game like this, but that's great determination on that run.
Jackson now to throw on first down. And he can hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up second down.
And they got the look they were hoping for, one-on-one on the outside. He's just unable to hold on to it through contact, and I think that was a big opportunity missed.
We'll try again. It's second and 10. On the handoff, here's Robinson running right. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. Lane closed quickly. Here comes third down.
At this point, we're going to need 2 hands to count for how many yards he's averaged in this one, Mike. But unfortunately, it just hasn't been enough to overcome the deficit here at this stage of the game.
On third down, Jackson. Open man, left side. He's got it. And he will easily pick up the first down. They've got first and goal coming up.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
From the gun, Jackson. Out wide, that's Robinson. And beautiful footwork on display. He is in. Bijan Robinson. Touchdown, Ravens.
That was a big-time answer by this offense, and they really needed him. In this game, it looked like he was starting to get away, didn't it, Mike? I mean, now it's up to their defense. Can they get a stop of their own so they can get their offense back out there, get the ball back, and try to build off this last drive.
Pass is hit, is good. And the Ravens will cut the deficit to 7.
Steelers 31, Ravens 24. Tyler Bass set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback.
35-yard line.
Ready, Cougar 19.
On first down, it's Hampton. Oh, he takes a really good lick in the backfield. They were all over him defensively for that run.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
A short one here, caught by McBride. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
So the hope is, when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space, so when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
Mustang 19.
Shotgun snap as they'll throw it on third down. And great determination as he gets forward and picks up the first down.
It's a gain of 8.
Well, they finally are able to convert on a third down. And, Mike, when you look back at a box score, some of the biggest indications of how well the game went, of course, you don't want to turn the ball over. How do you execute in the red zone? And then how are you on third down? Third downs typically lead to long drives. Long drives tend to lead to points. It's not a real complicated formula. Stay on the field. The more snaps, the more plays, the better.
And he's going to be brought down inside the 15. It's another big play in a game that's had its share. 42 yards.
You want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
And he's able to force his way through one man, but he can only muster about a yard on that play. Second down.
It's second and 8.
Nice. Here we go. Here we go.
He'll drop to throw. He's got his man, middle of the end zone. Thornton, touchdown Steelers. That is second touchdown of the afternoon. The extra point, up and good. And the Steelers will extend this third quarter lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Tracy now to return it. Will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
We'll try the right side with Robinson. That's a nice job keeping his balance in these conditions. A gain of about 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5.
Ball on the 35. Here comes a second and 5. Off the play fake. Jackson. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And he's going to be taken down right at the 25-yard line. It's another big play in a game that's had its share. An even 40 yards.
Alpha, sit on. 180. Sit on.
Jackson now. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down.
At the 45-yard line.
On the give, it's Robinson. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard.
Nice shot. Hey, middle.
Back to throw, Jackson. That'll be caught by the running back, Robinson. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker. And that is going to set up an interesting fourth down decision. They'll go. It's Robinson. He's going to have a Ravens first down. They only needed one, but it's a gain of 6. And it keeps the drive going.
They knew they were in a tough spot here defensively. Anytime a team gets you down into these 4th and short situations, we've kind of seen this take hold in the NFL. The ability of offenses to generate first downs on 4th down continues to improve year after year, and defenses have a hard time winning these gotta-have-it moments.
He's got it at the 3. To the goal line and in. George Pickens. Touchdown, Baltimore. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
The extra point by Bass is good, and the Ravens will cut the deficit to 7. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
Come on.
In motion, that's Thornton. Now, faking the give. Has caught right side by Thornton. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a first down.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right third. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
So, back and forth they go as we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready? Go!
On the ground, Hampton will start the 4th. Inside the 20. An electrifying run, bringing it all the way inside the 15-yard line. It's a big play when they needed it the most. It's a gain of 43 yards. Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. They'll set up the screen to Hampton. And he's got another one. Omarion Hampton. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Touchdown number 3 for him in the game. He's up to 20 on the season. The extra point is up and through. And the Steelers will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Tracy now to return it. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over.
Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Now it's a bootleg with Jackson. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Will Johnson. And he is going to score. A pick six for the touchdown.
That's about as bad as it can possibly get, Mike. You're only one play into the drive. You're trying to establish a little early rhythm, get something going, and now you're jogging off the field watching your opponent celebrate in the end zone. So they're going to have to come back out here on offense pretty quickly, regroup, take a deep breath, and try to bounce back.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This taken at the 5. And they will finally track him down, but not before he takes this to the other side of midfield.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mike, when you've given up this many points, you're going to get quite the workload with your return units, and that's a really good effort right there. I mean, it's going to get lost anytime you have a one-sided game like this, but that's great determination on that run.
A first down throw for Jackson. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Jordan Pickens there, and it'll be second down. Now, Jackson. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike, and I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion.
2 incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to third down and 10. And for a third time today, he's intercepted. That's the safety, Grant Delpit. And the Steelers are going to get it back here just past the 35.
Well, with this guy might lose a little bit, Mike, as he gets long in the tooth. He certainly makes up for it in experience. You're not going to be able to do a lot of things to trick him on the back end. He reads this play right from the jump, makes a great break on the ball, and if that ball hits his hands more times than not, it's going to be a takeaway.
Let's go. Steady.
Now a toss, left side for Hampton. And he ran right through one tackle, fighting forward. Good gain on the ground at about 7.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense, and that's exactly what they've been able to do.
The motion man is Sanders. And they'll have it across midfield. opposing 46-yard line. A gain of 11 on that one. That's a Steeler first down.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the fourth quarter, which typically means I had to lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
To the air now on 1st and 10. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up 2nd down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
On the handoff, Hampton heading right. Finds it out to the 35. And he's going to be taken down, but not until he reaches the 20-yard line. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10.
Here we go.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. And that ball led him too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete.
There isn't much room for error when operating inside the red zone. The field is really condensed. Those throwing windows become a lot tighter and forces your quarterback to make some really highly contested throws. And as we just saw, those aren't always going to go your way. Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
Press all 80. 18 Cardinal.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete. Dante Thornton was the intended target. And that'll set up 4th down. The Steelers going to send out their field goal unit here. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Steelers will add to their lead here in the 4th quarter.
Anytime you find yourself kicking in these elements, Mike, you just can't take anything for granted, especially when it comes to your plant foot. Your balance, your control, your footing. It's so important, and give credit. He does a great job here able to put that one through.
Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. On 1st and 10, Jackson. Off-balance throw. It's complete. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 2. In the shotgun, here's Jackson. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender prodding his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force 3rd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop. You can see that he was trying to find something downfield, trying to take a shot there on 3rd and short, but really nice job understanding there was nothing downfield, no need to force it. Get the ball underneath, get a fresh set of downs, and start over again.
Again, it's Jackson. A throw left side there, not going to find the target.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, like, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. In a comfortable receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up 3rd down.
So this is where it gets really challenging as an offense. You find yourself trailing late in the game. The defense can play you one-dimensional. They know it's a pass-first situation, so extra defensive backs, the zones and the coverage are a little bit tighter and cloudier, and he's having a hard time finding any open windows downfield.
a first down, but it doesn't look like he got there. And yes, they're going to mark him a yard short.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect. Little test of wills up front, huh, Mike? I mean, who wanted this one more? Who would get off the line quicker? Who would drive the other side backwards? Pretty impressive that not only are they the ones that won the battle, the defense knew it was coming and still couldn't stop it.
And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. That's his second catch on the drive. This one is good for 20 yards. Now Jackson on the move. He's got it at the 7, and he'll take this one in. Des Walker, touchdown Ravens.
At this stage of the game, the score is really irrelevant. You want to try to build something positive towards the end of this game, and I think that score will help do just that.
Now Jackson and the Ravens will try to tack on 2 more. On the zone read, he'll keep it himself. That's pulled in, and they're able to tack on the 2-point conversion.
Mike, I think all of us can remember exactly where we were during a certain Super Bowl where throwing the ball this close to the goal line ended up being a disaster. But unlike that time, they ran this pass play to perfection, and the result, 2 points.
The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
Well, we knew, Mike, this was going to take a miracle. All they needed to do was recover this, score, recover another one, score again. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen, and this game's all but over.
Ready? 19 Tiger.
In motion, that's Thornton. They'll drop to throw. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
So if this was an NBA game, Mike, we call that a heat check. He wasn't even open, but you know what? With the success that they've had all game so far, he's just saying, you know what? Everything we do is coming up right. I'm just going to give my guy a shot. And this time the defense had him covered, but expect him to continue to look his way. He's had a monster day. Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down. Going right, it's taken in. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They got it inside the 15. They get the conversion on 3rd down. It was a gain of 27.
And this is what can happen when you're so worried about protecting the sticks, Mike. You force them to throw the ball underneath, but then you've got to be able to rally the ball and tackle. But they weren't able to do it before he gets the line to gain, and he ends up picking up the 1st down anyway.
Second and 11. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee.
Get it! Just the Eagles!